welcome to another week of Ether Raids. We are taking on our first match for the week here, going into Chaos Season, and we're going to be using, I think, not Brave, T Felix on pretty much every team since, extra actions kind of fits into the play style that's all the rage right now. And kind of makes it a little bit difficult to deal with teams like this since he's not necessarily a wall breaker. He could be with, fodder, but I don't really have the fodder to give to him right now. So we're just going to make do with Erica, who isn't a bad substitute by any means. Here we go with the first match of the week. No near save available for this particular opponent since, it's Chaos Season, so you can only do one or the other unless you have Soren or apparently Jim Armored Bro who can actually function in that capacity. I've been doing just a little bit of testing. I finished my summons on the banner. Actually, I just went to one spark. I'm feeling like I should go to one more spark because I didn't get Sharena. So I'm feeling like I should probably go to one more spark just to pick her up and then call it there. But we'll see how that goes. It's already like the end of August. Can you believe it? Wow. I think we get today's like maybe one more banner, or is this the last banner? I think this is the last banner before the end of the mythic legendary. And then September we get that banner that kind of power creeps a little bit, the CYL unit. So yeah, our strategy for this one is just to run away, take out a unit and let them come down. I think this should be far enough. My biggest concern is Seliph doing something to extend his range, but I don't believe he'll get very far since there isn't anyone here. That is incredibly far that Camilla just went, so looks like we had just enough space to get out of range there, and it worked out well for us, so we should be able to clean up from here. I'm a little bit concerned about who's going to take out Black Knight, but I guess we leave him for last and see how that goes. I didn't actually plan a team in the 5 that I created. I didn't actually plan a team to take out BKs, so that was a miscalculation on my end. So that's something I'm going to have to rectify after this match. But so far, so good. They can't really do much to us from where they are. We can just snipe the rest of them one by one. But can't believe August is already done. Wow, the year is flying. Feels like just yesterday we were in January celebrating the New Year's banner, and it's already the middle of the year, pretty much looking towards the end of it. I don't actually have a ton to talk about right now. We're kind of in that down stage, or starting to go down after CYL. We've gotten over that initial hype. Just thinking like if my perception of any of the units have changed. Not particularly. The only one I haven't played with so far is Sharena. I've gone over Boulder. Still think she's the best. I've picked up Byleth. Feels like a really good defense unit. I feel like that's probably going to be his mainstay. Don't really feel like you should be tanking with him. That doesn't feel like, just from playing with him, that doesn't feel like his playstyle. He's definitely more of a aggressor. He wants to be on the offensive. So defense, I can definitely see a spot for him there with cancel control. And I don't know, that's about it. I don't really see what else you're going to be doing with him. And then we have Jim Bro or Armored Bro. I'm still a little bit perplexed as to the best capacity to utilize that unit, and he's not the most plug and play type of unit. He definitely requires some amount of thinking, and I kind of don't want to do that. I have been playing against a particular map with him on defense, and he is incredibly strong, especially against Boulder and Erica. Very, very strong against both of those. It's just that I don't really. The gap is still there when it comes to magic, and the fact that there are ways to play around him that just leave your defense a little bit exposed, and I don't really like that. So I don't know. It's to be seen how prominent he becomes. But I do feel like there's a strong unit in there. I'm still thinking of dropping his save skill and his special just so that I could use him in the secret summoning hole. I'm still thinking of doing that. Or maybe better yet, positional wise, I guess there's a gap that you could, like, depending on who you have on your front line, there's a way that you could probably line that up so that he is not able to, because if you have multiple saves and you know that they're not going to cover everyone, and if essentially what that would mean is that he would be exposed and he'd have to deal with pretty much everything by himself without getting covered by a save, technically, depending on where he's positioned. So I'm also thinking about that as well. So yeah, he's a thinker, and I find that sometimes those units don't transition well in terms of longevity. I find that, you know, sometimes that ends up being a problem for them. But yeah, I don't think my position has changed on any of them. I still think Balder's the best. I still think in terms of longevity, the style will be the way that she is able to sustain her relevancy. I wonder if the dance will help me to get the KO on this Black Knight here. Worst case scenario. Okay, we get it with just the swap. There we go. Just enough status effects. We get it in 2 hits. Yeah, pretty straightforward. But yeah, I'm still gonna need to make a team dedicated to taking out BK since it's Chaos season, and I forgot that everyone can use him now. So I gotta make a team specifically dedicated to taking him out. But yeah, I still think Balder is the best and will probably have the ability to age the best because of how her style works. Being able to swap colors is very, very strong. I don't know what they were thinking with allowing her to do that, but it's very strong. The only thing I can think of is that the unit that she won't be able to take out will just have so much true damage reduction that she just won't be able to. It's not even the damage reduction. They're going to have to be able to take her out. Like, the unit has to be able to probably either take her out or she fails to take them out. And that's how her fall off will begin. Kind of similar to, like I said before, Brave Golveg. But I just don't see how that's possible. She's just so strong. And the style, swapping colors is such a powerful effect. So I don't know, man. And then Sharena, I don't know, she feels a little bit too complicated to use, Sharena. It doesn't, like, how she functions makes sense, but it feels like I gotta jump through a couple of hoops to get to that effect. So I don't know, I don't really like it, but we'll see. I'm gonna put her on the team at some point when I get her and see how she plays. We got another match to play. Let's load up the next one. GG's. Alright, here's our second match of the day. It's not as challenging as the first, luckily, so we're going to go with our Tana team here, which is going to get the job done, man. Tana is still very, very strong, among my favorite Gale Forcers. I really, like, so, who mentioned it to me? I forget who mentioned it to me, but they were saying that, essentially, we're in a action economy heavy meta, where IS has just been giving us free action economy for the longest while now, and it feels like there's definitely going to be a point where what's that unit called? Heimdallr is going to be released onto the meta, and it's definitely going to just change everything because of how she functions. And I can see them doing that because everyone has become so accustomed to having multiple actions with units like Felix, with the new Sharena that is being introduced, with Golveg and dual buttons and all sorts of dances and different ways to get additional actions, that it feels like something is going to be introduced alongside Heimdallr that slows that down. I feel like I have like 10 actions in a turn to be able to solo a team like this. So I don't think it's going to stay this way forever, because it kind of makes the game a bit trivial, easy when it's set up right. So I feel like there's definitely going to be something that's introduced to prevent us from just walking over defenses the way that I'm doing now. Kind of something in line with Boulder and Holder. So yeah, that's what I foreshadow or see as the next big up-and-coming meta shift. Something that takes away or stops our additional actions. And that will be a big shakeup, because when you think about it, there really is nothing that stops Gale Force. I think that's like the only thing in the game that doesn't have a straightforward counter. So yeah, I can see them, looking to implement something to stop that at this stage in the game. Whereas before, I don't really think you needed something to stop Gale Force before, because there was only a few, I want to say few units that could do it properly, but only a few players could do it properly. I think that's probably the better way to say it. But now everyone has full access to the ability to Gale Force consistently, because the units themselves just have that many actions. As you can see from what I'm doing here, actions galore and more to spare. I'm not even done. I haven't really done everything with Edelgard or Felix just yet. So definitely I feel like there's going to be something in the line of them taking away these actions from us, because they've been just giving it to us for free. And they like to do that. They like to give us something and then take it away, like when you least expect it. But not this time. I see it coming. So, I won't be too shocked, but at least, well, it depends on how far they go in the opposite direction. Because I still remember playing against Heimdallr on that one story map, and I was like, man, this is kind of dumb. I couldn't even attack her with the regular units that I had. So yeah, it's gonna be I imagine a little bit to figure out how to play into that. GG's.